Okay, so for upper extremity dysfunctions, luckily actually a lot of them overlap in musculature in terms of what's overactive and what's weaker. So while this is only 1 day's worth of stuff, it does generally attack most of these issues. So we're going to start with rolling out our lats, our erector spinae, using a crossball on our pecs and on our Teres Major back here. All right, so here. So to roll out our lats, pretty simple. You're just gonna go back onto the foam roller. Here we go up and down. I'd like to lean to the side just a little bit. Come all the way up, all the way down. This is gonna get your erector spinae along the way as well, so it works out. And then just switch sides along the way. All right. For the pecs and the Teres Major, you're going to use the crossball or any smaller ball, depending on how sensitive you are. Some people might do better with like a tennis ball or a racquetball, something with a little bit more give at first. Since it's already on the floor, Teres Major, one of those muscles that's back here, so you kind of want to get in like that crease of like where the armpit is, where the shoulder meets your side here. You're gonna lay on the floor. You're gonna find that spot, and you're just gonna kind of lean back into it a little bit. It is pretty tender, so just be careful. You're just gonna lay here and hold it for 30 seconds. All right, and then for the pecs, similar, but you're gonna do it against the wall. So you're gonna get right in through here. This is mostly your pec minor. That tends to get tighter than your pec major, but if you're in the area, you can get both. So do it. So for pecs, you're gonna put that ball right here. You're gonna lean against the wall, just like this. And you want to just let the ball travel up and down in this area until as you find any tighter spots. Afterwards, you're going to stretch muscles. So my favorite stretch for lats, erector spinae, and even the Teres Major is child's pose. Straightforward, but then also walking to the left and to the right with your hands. So you're on your knees, sit back onto your feet a little bit. You're going to move forward, stretch your hands out. You're going to walk them to the right. You want to make sure you're pressing your hip down in the opposite direction over here. So I'm pressing this hip to the floor. And then same thing, walk your hands to the left, press that hip into the floor. And then you can also do straight out as well. Go through that a couple times, and then you can move on to stretching out your pecs, and it stretches out your anterior delts a little bit too. So, win-win. All right, so stretch your arm out to the side. You're gonna roll back until this foot touches behind the knee. Now you want it to be closer because it's gonna increase the efficiency of the stretch. It's too far out, it just becomes a little too lax. This keeps everything nice and rigid. All right. After that, you want to go into your activation and integration exercises. So for activation, we're going to do our rhomboids, our posterior deltoids, and external rotators. So for rhomboids, I like to do scapular push-ups. Posterior deltoids, elbows tucked pull aparts, and then external rotators, horizontal abductions. So or scapular push-ups. Very easy movement, but if you're not used to them, very effective. So you're going to be in push-up position. All you're going to do is retract and protract your scapula. So retract, protract, retract, protract, retract, protract. So for people whose rhomboids aren't as developed, it is actually pretty hard to move your scapula like that. So that's why I really like that exercise. Next we have the pull-ups. So this one, super easy. You're gonna hold your hands palms up, grip nice and tight. You're gonna wanna make sure that your elbows are tucked into your sides here. And all you're gonna do, you wanna make sure your scapula are depressed, shoulders back, as so. And you're just going to pull your hands apart, just like this. You wanna make sure that you're pulling from that posterior delt. You can actually kind of see my delts working from the back. All right, and the next one we got here, horizontal abductions. So again, you want to make sure your shoulders are back, scapula down, palms up. You want your one arm to be the anchor as the other arm pulls out to the side. So my right arm is going to be the anchor, left arm comes out to the side. Now this one, you really want to make sure that you're moving from like the shoulder blade. It's generally what I try and tell people, so they don't overuse their deltoid muscle, and they try and actively move from, their back over here. All right, and the next one, last one, is the Romanian deadlift to, what's it called? Sorry. The single leg Romanian deadlift to PNF. So, let's see if I can get everything as I can. All right. So you're gonna be on one leg. Your other hand is the one that's gonna be holding the weight. So you're gonna come down into Romanian deadlift until the weight is just below the knee. And as you come up, you're gonna outstretch that hand to the side. So you're gonna come down, and then as you come up, outstretch to the side. Okay. And that is day one of the corrective exercise program.